All right, we're back again. Let's delve into this really quickly. I'm tired. It's 12:43 a.m. Okay, Truleo. This is a company I was talking about briefly in my last video, and it's something that's on my radar. I think it's worth looking more into, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Truleo is an audio analytics platform that leverages AI to help facilitate body cam review for police departments. They're currently raising on StartEngine, and they've raised about 629,000. It looks like a good company. In this video, what we'll do is we'll take a brief look at the campaign page. I'll probably just look at one or two highlights from the campaign page. We'll take a look at a demo of their tech. I'll show a small portion of it and just give you the link to the full one. And then finally, we'll call EDGAR and we'll see if we can get a little bit more information on why I think this company is worth looking into. All right, let's delve in. I'm not going to read you everything on the page. You can go to the page yourself, but I'll just kind of cover some of the highlights I think are cool. So they leverage natural language processing that is today widely used in call centers and in Wall Street banks such as JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Okay, well, not sure how relevant that is for them, but leveraging natural language processing is cool. And I think when you actually see the demo, you'll see like how cool it is. Um, Anything else here? So this technology does facilitate 100% of body cam data. They're essentially reviewing the audio that comes from body cams, attributing the audio to the police officers, and then it helps the sergeant or whoever's responsible for assessing all of this data. It gives them stats for each officer to rank their professionalism, rank how much of a risk they are in terms of how they're interacting um, with the public. So we'll delve more into that with the demo, but let's see. Is there anything else? Yeah, trust in the police is at a record low. Um, uh, let's see. Anything else here? I want to get into when they did a trial and they found it reduced the use. Here we go. Perfect. So, a 12-month case study shows a 36% drop in use of force after deploying Truleo. The 12-month Alameda Police Department case study demonstrates how Truleo and the use of body camera analytics combined with professional training leads to a 36% substantial reduction of use of force occurrences as well as an increase in positive behavioral changes in both officers and the community members they serve. So this is really what I wanted to highlight from the campaign page. I think it's an important case study, and it's a valuable metric to bring to additional police departments as a um, as a value proposition. Cool. Now I'm gonna jump over to the demo. Now we're gonna take a quick look at the demo here of the tech, and I just need to make sure that my face isn't blocking most of this. I'm gonna show a little bit more than 2 minutes, and then we'll talk a little bit about the stats, but I'll link the full demo in the description.
Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Truleo. We're an audio analytics platform. We essentially transcribe and analyze 100% of a police department's body camera video. And so here I'm logged into Truleo to cruise around and give you a sense of what it feels like and looks like. And so as a sergeant, I would log in, my squad comes into the office, they dock their cameras. Those videos go up to the cloud, which is where we are. We get access to those videos and we process those almost in real time. Now, we don't process video, we actually then process the audio stream, and we're just looking to transcribe and analyze officer language. And so I can click in these filters as those videos come in from my squad, and I can click on interesting events that may have taken place because I want to check in on the language and the tactics that my officers are using to make sure that they're professional and that they're safe. And so I can click in, for example, like any use of force that's occurred. And again, this is just from the language of stop resisting, or any type of language like I'm going to deploy a taser that might occur right up until the use of force occurs. And so I can click into one of these calls, and up in the top right-hand corner, you'll see I get some labels that appear. Use of force occurs, some non-compliance is occurring, and right away you'll notice a transcript got generated, and we separate out officers from speakers. And this is something really unique that Truleo does, because if you just do transcription, it's not super helpful. It just creates sort of a big administrative burden to sift through and try to figure out who said what. And so by separating out officers from civilians, we provide a lot of value. Number one, you can auto redact any PII from civilians. Truleo has a lot of safeguards in place actually for civilian data privacy. And the other thing is when you separate out the officer, you can get a lot of insights around what type of language they use, are they being professional or not, and identify coaching opportunities. So here we're going to click in non-compliance, and we'll be taken right to the moment in the video where the first instance of non-compliance occurs.
You're not cooperating. I'm not cooperating because...
So there we're at the 45th second. You can see there's 11 instances of non-compliance, and it'll allow me just to jump around the video and be taken to all those moments. Let's say I wanted to jump now to use of force and see what happens here.
You're going to go to jail. I'm going to taser you. I'm going to tase you.
So I've got 8 instances of use of force, and I can see there's some taser language that's occurring. And as I jump around here, the transcript will move.
Turn around. It's stale.
Okay, so I think that's, once again, I recommend checking out the full video here. But one more thing I wanted to highlight.
Audio and really their squad.
Oops. Where is it? We'll find it. Here we go. So, whoever's responsible for reviewing this content at a police department can actually see the statistics on any particular officer based on the analysis from this technology. And we can see here, Officer Reed, we can see instances where this officer had high professionalism. We can see what their risk number is, what their risk number is when associated with civilians, and what the risk number is when they deal with non-compliance. Very interesting statistics that are subsequently built out for every officer with this technology. And not only does this, the case study showed that this reduces the use of force across the department, but I think it allows for a level of accountability that not only identifies problem instances or high risk communication from police officers, but you can also reward professionalism, right? If an officer is outstanding at protecting and serving the citizens, that should be highlighted as well. If they explain things well, if they have low instances of non-compliance, if they're able to negotiate down and de-escalate, those are all things that can be highlighted using this technology. And finally, even in instances where there may be some confrontation, if there are statistics that support that, an officer is professional, 99% of the time, and then they have an outlier instance, that's also protection on the officer side or on the department side. So I think this technology not only facilitates the actual reviewing of the footage and the analysis, but it can facilitate and build trust in the community, and hopefully transparency. Now let's jump into the EDGAR filings. Now, some of you may be thinking, okay, you've gone over their StartEngine campaign page. You've gone over something that's linked from their campaign page, but I can look at this myself. Like, so what? What extra value are you providing? If you are thinking that, valid point, valid question. And what I'm hoping I can do in this section is actually go into the EDGAR filing, the Form C for this company, and hopefully we can delve into the what is it, the EX99. To my hope is that I can highlight some of the traction with regard to revenue and expenses, and yeah, it'll just be a super brief look. Maybe just the exercise of searching EDGAR, which is through sec.gov, and just understanding how you can navigate this search engine to review company filings. Maybe that's semi-helpful. So let's go ahead and start. So here's the EDGAR advanced search. I'm going to search Truleo. I'm going to click Truleo. Here I can see the relevant Form C. That's their initial filing. I'm going to click on Open Filing here. Like this, this filer information that you can see like the price they're charging per share, all that kind of good stuff. But I'm going to open filing, and then I'm going to click on the EX99, and this is the offering memo. So hopefully this opens up. Perfect. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now this is the offering memorandum, and it gives you more information on the securities being offered, who currently owns securities, all the perks, etc., etc. Their competitive analysis, the industry, roadmap, all that kind of good stuff. I think even use of proceeds is here, but the primary thing I wanted to highlight is their revenue and some of their expenses, or their bottom line expenses. So revenue fiscal year 2021 was just under $200,000, and in 2022 they brought in $1.6 million. This is what I wanted to highlight. There's some traction here. Q4 2021 was their first quarter in the market, and they only had one customer. 2022 revenues increased because they got more customers. And then let's talk about their expenses for those same years. In 2021, we see expenses of a little over $1 million, but in 2022, the expenses were almost $3.7 million. So although they've taken a significant jump in revenue, their expenses have outpaced their revenue. So really my question boils down to, what is the path for profitability, and how long will that take? Increasing revenue is good, but if your revenue is lower than your expenses, it's not sustainable, right? So it looks like their aim is to generate 2.5 million revenue in 2023, but we'll see how that goes. So cool. I didn't want to delve super deep into this, but I wanted to give folks a quick glance at this company. I think it's interesting. I may invest depending on whether I'm able to find the funds. So hope everyone found that enjoyable. And yeah, they're raising at around a 30 million valuation. I'll link their campaign page. I'll link their demo page. Yeah, are you thinking about investing? Have you invested? Feel free to let me know in the comments, or if you have any general questions, I'm open to that as well. All right, it's about 1:36 a.m., so I'm gonna wrap this up, and I hope you have a good rest of the week. Happy investing.